Greetings. This is Bruce Bugbee. I'm with the Reformed Church in America in the United States. So glad to be with you again and to share with the people of the PCA Church. I'm a part of the East Africa Partnership Ministry that has been serving, and I've been in and out of Kenya for the last 12 years. So bless you as we continue some thinking about what it means when God says God's gifts and His call are irrevocable. That's Romans 11:29. The gifts God's given you and His call on your life are irrevocable. They aren't changeable. They're firm. And I want to talk about how we can better understand what that is for you. We talked about the importance of spiritual gifts out of 1 Corinthians 12:1, where God says, now concerning spiritual gifts, I don't want you to be ignorant, because your gifts help you to know what you do best. Now, in this session, I'd like to share a few thoughts about your life passions, the passions God's put in your heart, the understanding He's given you together with your gifts, and how that makes a unique you. You see, passion is a God-given desire that compels us to make a difference in a particular area of life so that God is honored and people are benefited. There's something God puts in our heart that moves us to an area of need or concern that God wants you to address in the name of Christ and His kingdom. It's important to remember there are no right or wrong passions, and there are no right or wrong spiritual gifts. They're just different, but we need to understand what God has put into our heart. Your passion is God-given. You see, God cares about every need. Do you care about all the needs? You and I don't have the capacity to care for all those needs, but God does. So in His wisdom, He put a piece of His heart into your heart. That piece of His heart for the special needs of children, He's put into one person's heart. The needs for evangelism and reaching unchurched, unsaved people, He's put in another person's heart. God moves us by motivating us by putting something in our heart that concerns us and touches base with a need in our heart. There are words that sometimes people use other than passion. Maybe you say, God's given me a dream. Or perhaps you say, God's given me a vision. Or I have this burden for something. Or God has called me. These are all aspects of what motivates you from within the heart to move you into meaningful ministry where God has gifted you to make a difference. It's the passion of God in your heart. So we want to pursue your heart's passions. You see, if you don't pursue your passion, no one else will. It's what God has put into your heart. It's your calling. People around you can't fulfill your calling. It's unique to you. You can't do everything, and you can't fix every broken system or every wrong relationship or every injustice in the world. But you can do something in the area where God has impassioned you to make a difference. You can make a difference in some people's life, and that will change their world. You see, none of us can fix everything that needs fixing. None of us can care about every people group, cause, role, or function in this world. We can't, and so we don't. We just have to have that capacity. We just don't have it, but God does. And in His wisdom, He puts a passion in our heart, puts a dream, gives us a vision to move us to meet every need in every capacity. That's the greatness of our God. That's what you and I are called to, kingdom work. God is about His work, and He's inviting you and I to do it and giving us gifts and passion to enable us to do it in a way that benefits others and honors God. Isn't that wonderful that there's a purpose for your life? What's sad is many of us don't know what that is. And so we want to pursue your passion. We want to help to respond to what God has put in you and the life, direction, and meaning and purpose He has for you. You know, in the Old Testament, God gave the shepherd David a huge passion to lead the nation of Israel, which he did when he became their king. David wrote these words in the book of Psalms: "Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." That's remarkable. What do God's people do? What are they supposed to do? He calls us to trust, to do good, to dwell with him where God has placed you, and to enjoy your life there. And God will take delight and use you to make a difference. God gives us the desires of our heart. And so in the area of our passion, it moves us in a way that gives us motivation. And then when we use our spiritual gifts in the area of our passion, we are confident and we become competent to make the difference God's created and called us to. I want to urge you to move forward and to pray and to be thinking and talk to those around you. What do they see in you? To look at those passages that I mentioned last time, to read about spiritual gifts and to grow in them. Everyone is God's 10 somewhere. And you are God's 10, and I want you to find the place where you can flourish and find meaning and hope. God bless you in your journey. Thanks for listening, and we'll pray that as we move forward together, we'll see more of the kingdom in reality in your life and in mine. God bless you.